Okay, so welcome back to Champagne Football. Round 1 is done and dusted. This week we are talking all things round 2. Chaz and I are joined by another NPL player. This time it is a central defender who was one of the first names in the team sheet the last 2 years. He was a captain. He was the coach's player of the year. He took the penalties, the free kicks, and he took every single throw-in. And his dad was also the manager. Unbelievable! It's Adrian Vlastelica. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Nah, brilliant, mate. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to see you, mate.
Oh, no, last time I saw you, trophy on the table.
Trophy on the table, that's it. We'll talk about that, though. Don't talk about that. Mate, we'll get cracking. Season started last week. You did well, obviously good result for you.
Yep.
3 points to board against Central Coast Mariners. How's the game?
Yeah, tough game. Always tough going up to Central Coast. Young boys, busy, as most of NPL kids teams are. Grass pitch, which we're not used to.
Yep.
Always difficult, humid, but yeah, good to come away with 3 points. Would have been nice for a clean sheet, but
Centre backs weren't good enough?
Nah, too many mistakes.
46-year-olds.
2 46-year-olds, we did all right. But yeah, we'll take the 3 points and yeah, good building block, I guess.
How was Central Coast? But I know obviously I think A-League clubs are a gamble sometimes, isn't it? Depending on their
Yeah, I think they were really young as
Yeah.
per normal, but I think they didn't have a lot of their scholarship players, if you want to call it that. But I think they'll stay up. I think they'll do all right. Lucas is a good manager as well, so he's taken over from Abbas.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened there, but yeah, I think they'll do all right.
Yeah, I think Bloom Park's hard to go. Did you play them on Sunday or Saturday?
Saturday night, yeah, 5 o'clock.
So Sunday shift's the worst.
Nah, terrible.
Sunday's the worst.
Think about work Monday morning.
And see that, do you not always play on a Sunday?
Yeah, home game Sunday.
Aye, absolute stitch up.
How's that?
Do you like that?
I think it's it's always been historically for Sydney United or Sydney Croatia back in the day. Back then was church in the mornings,
Okay.
then to football in the afternoon. So I think that's what the community still thrives on. And I think we get a couple of years. My first year was 2018, and it was Saturday nights. They changed it to, and the crowds were just compared to now just down.
Right.
I think they love they keep the historic sort
Yeah,
of trend
nice.
going. I don't mind it. You know, you're part of that club, and that's what they've always done. So
Yeah, it's nice.
No, fair enough.
Nice tradition. Big talking point, mate. Patrick can tell me scores and then get sent off. What happened?
look, it was a horrendous challenge to begin with on our new Japanese import, and then just a few handbags and whatnot, and I think he got stitched up a little bit. But
Did you not say he was crying after it?
no, their centre half was having a bit of a cry, to be honest. When he got sent off behind the fence, I'm not sure he gets sent off and have a cry, but Patrick just walked off, you know, did his job for the team. But yeah, he got the winner in the end, so we'll be missing him for a couple of weeks, but I'm sure he'll be ready to go.
Was it deserved?
Nah, it was all handbags.
Don't lie because you're on camera.
Nah.
To be fair, as I was saying to him off camera, I watched obviously you only get the YouTube clip and you can only do so much, but it's only one view, but I literally watched it up to 10 times, trying to like zoom in to see, was there a punch thrown, it was like honestly.
Nah, there was no punch.
No, there was not enough in it to get like a
Nah.
lengthy ban. I understand, fair enough, you've made contact and all that, the rules of the game, but it shouldn't be a lengthy ban.
It was
Nothing
almost just a bit of a headlock.
That was
situation. Bit of a hug. Man hug.
Okay.
Yeah.
Off camera, you said he deserves 5 weeks.
Yeah. That's for his off-pitch antics, yeah.
You boys have a new coach this year, mate. Zelko Kalik.
Yep.
How has it been?
Yeah, good. Tough pre-season. We've worked extremely hard.
Yep.
And continue to do so. But he's coming with new ideas as well, and a lot of new faces in general. I think we've got 12 new players. Something like that. So massive turnover from last year when you were there, Chaz. Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
A lot of younger boys from A-League academies, you could say. I think semi-prep for next year step into the the B-League. I think because a lot of these younger boys or kids, or even men, would maybe want to look at that as an opportunity, which is great for them. Get experience this year and then maybe build on it for next year.
Yeah.
Was that a conversation, so leading into this season, when you're doing transfers or whatever, was that a conversation within the club, like let's look to plan ahead for next year?
Yeah, I think so. Like we came off obviously 2022 the Australia Cup run, and last year we didn't have much time to go from the Australia Cup run into planning for last year. So, you know, it was a long year, and it didn't take it out of you till you started last season.
Yeah.
You know, like you're buzzing, you're on the high, but then you're back into pre-season within like 3-4 weeks because you know
it's a long pre-season as well.
Long pre-season, then into a 30-weeker, which none of us were used to.
Yeah.
Plus the cup, which we still went well in.
Yeah.
So it just catches up. Add injuries, and then I think just needed a freshen up, which I think everyone knew. It wasn't any hard feelings from anyone really. It just was the time. Everyone's been there a long time together, so
That's a fair turnaround, that 12 players. What about the style of play? What's different from last year to this year, do you think?
You're not taking penalties?
Not taking penalties. Payne's not taking penalties. I think Payne and Paddy always sharing, but no, not on penalties. You could say I was on free kicks, but let's be honest, no one took the ball off Tricky. So maybe I'll actually get a chance this year. But I think just more mobile. Yeah. But I think that comes with the youth and the age, and they're excited, they want to move. That's we had a lot more, not more technical players, but just the age of the squad, but a lot more forward runs and that type of stuff. But I think again that comes with the youthfulness and the change of squad, and still we like to keep the ball as we always have at United. But just youthful exuberance, you could say.
Exuberance? Oh.
Yeah, exuberance, you like that one?
What's the for a keeper?
On that, have you got any new players that we should be looking out for?
Yeah, I think quite a few new signings. So most of the boys are excellent signings for us, but the Japanese boy, Shunta Nakamura, he was actually at St George, who got promoted.
Right.
Then did a transfer midway to Mount Druitt.
Okay.
We played against Mount Druitt.
And then lost to St George, his old team. So give him a bit of stick for that one. But he didn't actually play in that game. He wasn't allowed to play against his old team for the promotion.
Right, okay. That's interesting.
So I don't know if that was just a club agreement when he signed if we do play against each other. But he was sharp last week. Yeah. I think that left back was in a washing machine for most of the 90. And then he got sent off. So it wasn't a good day for him. Carlos Oliveira, great signing. Liam McGing at the back, playing next to me at the moment. Yeah, good. But Steph de Robillard, Marco, all the young boys come in with a fantastic attitude. And that's
Hatch as well.
Hatchie, lightning last week. He's rapid.
So fast, man.
Hatchie's he's quick. I don't like playing against him in training. It's not fun, Not as a 46-year-old.
He was Marconi last year, correct?
Yeah, so he came from Perth to Marconi halfway through the year. I think he picked up a little niggle or something, so he was battling that for however long he was there. So I don't think he got going, but he's looking sharp and rapid. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Could have had a few on the weekend himself, but hopefully gets him this week.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Sweet. Sweet, mate. So we're looking at we're going into last season. Chaz went pre-season, and last season was. How would you put last season for you? Because league position was a bit funny, probably out of the ordinary for a team that likes to compete near the top, and then you've got the World Cup again, finalists again, or winners this time, and then how did you go in the FFA Cup?
We lost to Brisbane Roar around 16.
5-0 or something.
Yeah, 5-0. Yeah, 5-0.
Last 16.
Yeah, last 16.
Fairly successful. The FFA Cup last 16 is a success. Realistically. How did you wrap it up?
Look, the league campaign, not what we would want. No one at United wants that. But I think it compounded injuries and things in the middle of the year, suspensions. And at one point, I remember playing Manly away. We had 10 players, and there was Fraser on the bench, and he was injured. And we're like, you might have to go on here.
Yeah.
It was just
young boys playing for you.
Yeah, just boys from the 20s on the bench. He had injuries, and long-term injuries, like Leroy Jennings had chopped his finger at work. Didn't play for 15 weeks. Madonis did his syndesmosis operation, pins in his ankle. So it was just all at one spot. It was just Tarek Mayo came back in the final came off the bench in the final. He missed 10, 12 weeks with his back. So it was just a disaster. And look, I think it was a bit of a cup hangover, if I'm honest, from the year before. We started well. I think we won. I read in the pre-season, Football News did that report. I think it was 9 out of 12.
Right, okay.
Something like that. Yeah, we were 5 out of the first 6. We only lost to APIA in the first 6 games. We won 5 of them. And then just the middle of the season, just the cup, and I think it all caught up on us. But at the end of the day, we won one of the 2 trophies realistically on offer.
Yeah.
Because you can say the FFA Cup's on offer, but
it's not really.
We spoke about this last week.
It is hard. It's really difficult.
It's only took I think the league, and then there's the World Cup.
Yes.
The FA Cup. When is an NPL club ever won that?
No, we're the first side to make the final.
Yeah, so it's almost a write-off, isn't it? Really.
So what we did the year before was just it's still talked about now. It probably will be and it was the first open draw, because usually what they do before was an NPL side would always make the semi-final.
Oh,
the way they did
Right.
The draw.
Brackets, okay.
Yeah, so like, you know, they'd play 2 A-League clubs.
Yeah.
So, and you had one semi-finalist was all NPL. But last year, ourselves and actually Oakley Cannons, they made the semi. They lost to MacArthur. First 2 teams to make it open draw. And Melbourne Knights did it as well, obviously last year. So,
Good.
but I think it was a cup hangover. In all honesty, you know.
So he's a good cup team, basically.
Take a trophy, isn't it? He's got the best Sydney United record in history.
I know, is it again?
3 games trophy.
3 games and a trophy.
Well, no bad, mate. Well, that's what do you think went wrong? Or not said wrong. You had injuries, etc. But I think that was purely the simplest reason. Is
Yeah, like I said, we started well and it just faded. And then you get a couple of off results, and they're part time. It builds up and it's hard, and you get into a bit of a hole, and then you pull out a couple of good results. I think we beat APIA around like 14 or 15, something like that, around there. And we'll sort of back in with a sniff, 6th, 7th, not to maybe win it, but
in a mix.
But then it just fell off, I guess. But like I said, you take a trophy, you remember things you won. Because really, everyone else that finished above us, they didn't win anything.
Yeah, 100%.
No,
there's no final series, which I thought was hard myself. Like first year, no finals, so like a lot of dead rubbers, as you said to me before. Like you're playing games, and you're like, well, we're not getting relegated.
Well, that was the thing I was talking to, we mentioned to Westie last week. So like Sydney Olympic, Sydney United, even Wollongong Wolves, who were obviously near the top not too long ago, like 10 games to go, you're not going to win it. And you're like, well, these teams are big, man, paying decent money, big players with good careers behind them. Like, how much motivation, other than their passion for football and wanting to have high standards for themselves, but realistically, we all know football's about winning. You want to win, man.
Yeah, you want to win, 100%.
And it's like, well, win us to come with 8th rather than 9th. It's like,
So I think our focus switched, as Chaz will know, to the cup. Just round 32, Newcastle away, get through that. Waratah Cup semi-final, and we played Inter Lions, and then the final. That was just, let's get a trophy. And finish on a high, which we did. So no complaints from any of us.
Was that the cup final? The red card helped you a wee bit, didn't it?
No, it's all right, but
100%.
But it's red cards.
Oh, was a red card? But
and then I think we did create some chances that started getting into. We didn't start.
He scored right on. Tricky scored right on.
Yeah, right at half time. It got us back into a 1-1, and then it was a bit cagey for the rest of the game. They didn't really have. I got tested.
I think that
they had the ball, didn't they, before it was 1-0.
Yeah.
I think that when they went down to 10, they almost were just sat in a little bit. Like I think
Naturally.
the first, 100%. The first 35 minutes, it was quite very open. I thought the game was quite quick in terms of what they were trying to do. Come forward, we'd win the ball, we'd try and go quickly.
It was actually a good game.
It was, but then, as you say, they
Extra time was
went
very
down to 10.
open.
Yeah,
100%. But I think open without. I think I made this
They
game
had
in
one
the last minute.
No, they missed a sitter in the first half extra time, I'm sure, went over the bar though, near post.
That's because I came out and made myself big in the
Even in the 90, if you remember, I think Paddy went through.
And
then the rebound came to him, empty net, and he's just missed it. The Japanese boy we had last year, Kaneko, he went through as well, and they got tackled in the box, and young Ali, who ended up setting up both goals, had like 2 chances right there, and someone slide tackled behind Ivy and cleared, and I'm just like, oh, maybe not.
Who scored the winner? 3-1 it finished, didn't it?
Yeah, Paddy ended up poking one in, and tied. Little header from the Japanese.
The header, that's right.
You signed him again?
No, he's gone to Gold Coast Knights.
Gold Coast Knights,
so
I
that's,
saw that.
That was Scott McDonald's team.
Yeah, the Scottish team. Yeah, so he's gone from one Croatian club.
Scott McDonald's still there?
Yeah.
Is he? Aye.
Yeah, so he's still in the border.
Going following the Croatian.
Yeah, Croatian now. Next is Melbourne.
You've got here Chaz on a pay. Celebrate winning the league.
Oh, winning the Waratah Cup. I meant to write.
I was going to say,
it's almost as good.
You're not as good as your last game, mate.
Take it.
So I'm assuming there's some sort of story in here. Hopefully, you celebrated in style.
As always. Yeah, I don't think. That's one thing we did. We were undefeated off the pitch last year.
Who'd you play against?
Any night out. Any night out from whenever we did that.
He's down in Oxford Street again?
Yeah, Noir nightclub.
Yeah, that's right. What are you saying?
Yeah, we've got a few signs in there. Trophy was with us, and they pulled out a logo for us or something, didn't they?
The big billboard.
Rainbow flag?
Yeah.
Rainbow flag.
Yeah, we're well known around those traps. But yeah, that's tricky with another 10 out of 10 performance.
Yeah.
Is he top man off the pitch?
Yeah, I've obviously only involved for a short period of time, but he was like the organiser, the
Real quick tour, yeah.
100%, man.
Yeah, it was quicker than
Social convener.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you always need that person.
Yeah, you need it. We somehow went from Leichhardt Oval to dinner and then the one nightclub within an hour.
Yeah, 100%.
See, if it's not organised, it's a shambles.
Nah.
That's it. And
It wasn't like 2 different nights out. We want to go there, but they want to go there. And
Got everything. He got payment organised.
Yeah, everything sorted.
Got
We just rocked up. Just rocked up.
He's got it. He's got the respect.
Yeah,
if he says something like anybody's tricky, cheers.
Experience. Can't buy it.
So what did you do at Noir nightclub? Big night?
Yeah, I think it was at 4 or 5 a.m. I kind of, to be honest, can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah, I shit myself. I left early. Always.
I saw you did, I? That's right. I know that.
A little bit disappointing, but
I know.
we'll cop it.
Before we go into your career and stuff like that, mate, but in fact, do you want to go into last week's results before we go into his career?
Yeah, sounds good.
So last week, round 1 obviously finished last week. We'll touch on NPL 1 and NPL 2. We've got some of the scores in front of us because there was a lot of goals. I think probably the best place to start is probably the shock of the round was, I wouldn't say shock, but APIA gets scudded 6-3.
Yeah.
And obviously former APIA man yourself.
Yeah.
We knew Blacktown side had a good side, so we went to a
100%.
big game. Didn't expect them to concede 6 goals right enough.
No.
I only seen the highlights. I mean, YouTube gives you the game of the goals pretty much. It's only seen the goals. Did you catch or hear much about it?
The highlights have been, they put it up just yesterday. So they've done all the games now. Because on Monday they just had the
goals
the
and
goals.
the
Yeah, but now they've
brilliant.
but they've done all the highlights. So
That's good.
I caught it, but 2 great sides, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
Obviously used to play for APIA, but Blacktown always in and amongst it competing for trophies. But you'd think a 2-1, a 1-0,
100%.
not a 6-3. Like, not from 2 sides that don't really concede a lot of goals.
Yeah, and it was
historically. So I was just
6-1 with like 10 minutes to go.
yeah. So I was just like, I think I was more shocked. Not at the result. Blacktown can always beat APIA,
of course.
vice versa. But just the scoreline.
Yeah, fair.
That's massive.
I think every single person who checked the results just mentioned it out loud. Like,
Yeah, I think I was driving home from the coast and I was like, what?
Yeah,
It's like,
100%.
yeah, no, but obviously a good win for Blacktown. I'm sure APIA will bounce back.
Well, we said like so last year, 4 out of the top 5 dropped points in the first game of the season. So really counts for absolutely nothing.
No,
Losing
yeah,
points
okay,
absolutely
yeah.
counts for nothing. And then looking at your own game, it's touched on your own game. Rockdale, St George, 2-1 Rockdale. We tipped Rockdale.
We
One
did
of the
tip.
very, very few I got right.
Westy picked St George.
Did he?
Did he?
I'm sure he did, aye.
I'm surprised I get this one right as well. Rockdale, I think will be decent this year, in my opinion anyway. Again, I'm just going to go on, maybe some players of these teams. Any feedback on the game, how it went or anything like that?
Oh, again, I just caught a few of the highlights. Rockdale always up there in and amongst it. They got, Euro last year, banged in 27 goals.
Yeah.
It was on fire, and they've signed a few decent players as well. Again, this year to strengthen themselves. They did lose, I think, Najjar. I think he's gone to Korea or something.
Yeah, that's right.
They brought in good old Blakey.
Blake's high, that's right.
Blake us. And I think St George, they're a strong side too. Yeah, good side.
Romero, obviously.
Yeah, physical side as well. I think.
How did you find Mark and Romero last year?
He
came on as a sub, didn't he?
We played a first game. He played for APIA. He didn't score, and then second game he was obviously at the Bulls.
Yeah.
And then he came off the bench in
he came off
in the final of the Rotai Cup. So
didn't really do much when he came on.
No, I didn't do much. About 10 men, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it was obviously a hard point for him, but I was surprised he didn't start that game.
Yeah.
Being a marksman.
Did he just keep rotating with? Who does he play up front? Who's the 9?
Simmons
started.
played 9, yeah.
But then he would obviously get sent after 35 minutes,
Yeah,
and then it's
But he's a big player to lose, man.
yeah.
Simmons
He's
good player, good player,
good.
yeah. Played him for years, and but I think he'll do well. Jace is from there originally.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, from St George. I think.
Yeah,
he
he
came.
was.
So going back to his old club, I'm sure he'll.
Oh, so he did that.
Yeah, he was
top
at
scorer.
Yeah,
two of them, I think. 2 Romeros were there.
Yeah, there was another one. Yeah.
Juan Carlos.
So I
as
think
well.
he'll do well there. They got Marley Peterson.
Yeah.
Nathan Roberts, good lad as well. So,
I've heard but actually I heard he's a good lad to get on this podcast, Nathan Roberts.
Yeah.
Had his good crack.
Yeah, good crack.
Nice. Wanderers, Sutherland. I watched highlights of this. Sutherland keeper had a bit of a shocker.
Yeah, had a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
2 goals.
2 goals, tried to play out.
Yeah.
Caught in the ball. Wanderers, same as Central Coast, same as Sydney FC. You just don't. You can play them in their sharp, play them in the young boys, play them in the old A-League boys down. So unpredictable with the boys. I don't know how either of those 2 teams will go this year. We've got Spirit, we've got Sutherland this weekend.
Sydney have any first teamers? Yeah, or as in like Scotland? No.
Nah, so Spirit, Sydney FC 0-0. I would say first 10 minutes of the game we should have been 2-0 up, and then to be honest, Sydney FC was sort of even for maybe 20 minutes. We let them back into the game, and I feel with these early teams, if you don't see them off early doors, and as the game goes on, they're so fit. And obviously, as the game started going on, our sub bench probably a little bit undercooked just through we had some COVID issues and some injuries, etc. in pre-season. I think as the game goes on, these boys are getting sharper. They're bringing boys off the bench who are even sharper, right off the right off the factory line, just absolute robots. And then their keeper Chris Marks he made 2 absolute worldy saves, and then we were talking about earlier. The young lad missed an open goal from 1 yard out, and we could have nicked it at the end. We got what in my opinion was a stonewall penalty and let the last get the ball, but in a wee bit of a snatch and grab. I think I think Sydney FC were disappointed not to come away with the points, but we were disappointed to draw because obviously to win any game at all, especially at home. But I think in hindsight it was probably a good point to get considering the first game of the season. Big shock, actually, completely forgot about this. Hill's beating Olympic.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well,
10 men as well.
I actually went with a draw last week. I thought
I was 2-1, mate, so
I know, mate, I lost, but I was close.
10 men for a while as well.
Yeah.
10 men, mate, aye. Big result, that. 2 pens.
But do you think that says more about Hills or more about Olympic?
Oh,
I don't know, I think Olympic will be text me out last night, he's a bit of a cracker tomorrow.
I think Hills have recruited some decent players.
Yep.
I think they've gone a bit under the radar. But I think everyone was expecting a lot of signings.
Yeah, Olympic so as well.
At home, take it, and then red card from 35th minute you said or something, which was, by the way, awful.
I was going to say, that's a shocker.
Stinker.
That was a shocker.
Wow.
That was a shocker.
Yeah, it's a shock result.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's probably the shock of the round. We're going to go from all the results.
I forgot about that, to be fair. I think, for me, Olympic were a wee bit unpredictable last year as well. Similar to you with Sydney United, sometimes you got a wee bit of run. Again, I don't know what was happening behind the scenes, injuries or whatever, but I thought Olympic were going to come out flying this year because they had a really good pre-season. They went and played, I think, one of the Greek Cups in Brisbane. I think they played.
Yeah, they did.
They won that, I think. Then they had some good results played against Melbourne, South Melbourne. I think
them as well,
so they had a really good pre-season. And then Hills come and get promoted. I thought it'd be a foregone conclusion, but it's football. 10 men could have changed it as well. You know what it's like. Sometimes it's difficult.
And they'll wind you up at that point.
Yeah.
Probably, sat in and just make it hard. And when they equalise, you're thinking.
You'd hope that they had the quality to obviously break it down at some point as well.
And then there was the McCarthy show at Manly.
Oh, the goal.
Oh, that
was not bad, that one.
That's probably goal of the year.
So far,
so far, but I was looking, I'm like, that's going to be hard to play.
He's made something as well.
Made something and then downs the keeper. It's a great goal.
Yeah, my brother plays St George.
Does he?
He's injured, but yeah.
What position?
Centre half as well. Yeah.
Oh, really?
But
had they had a bit of a tough time at the weekend, the centre halves?
Yeah, he was.
Obviously, he wasn't playing.
Yeah, but he goes first half they were decent, like even better, but Manly came out second half and just flying. And that goal.
Yeah. I was surprised because I said that I think St George were the best team in NPL 2 last year.
That's
like football-wise, they were good.
Football-wise.
But obviously not good
Manly
enough.
at home is a graveyard.
Hard.
Or like.
I mean, what setup? But they've got the little beer garden right on the side.
It looked packed, by the way.
Oh, wow.
It'd be brilliant, mate. It's a great setup. But mate, if that's your home ground, it's got the wee stand at that side, family section almost, and then you've got a boozer basically right next to the pitch. Set up perfect, man, to watch a game with a few beers.
We haven't won there since I think it was 2013. Someone said
2013.
Yeah, so United have not won at Manly. At Manly,
yeah,
we've got a draw here or there. I think I've had one draw there since I've been at United. The rest are just L's.
Oh wow,
that's something. I mean, that
you're going to change that this year, mate.
Hopefully, but the Friday night games as well.
Friday nights are hard.
Like
Sunday afternoons. Sunday afternoons up Central Coast, and then Friday night there.
Yeah,
rough.
Disgusting. Yeah, rough.
So have you got League 2 results, sir? League 1, sorry.
Yep. Oh, here. Shock. What's the biggest shock? I'd say there's 2. Dully beating Spartans. Obviously, we spoke about Spartans last week in terms of good signings.
But we did also mention Dully looked alright.
Yeah.
That's the
but Spartans were 2-0 up at half time.
Oh, well,
Aye,
crumbled.
2-0 up, and Dully came out and scored 3. But I think
was that on the tennis court?
Yes, it was on the tennis court.
It's
a bad pitch.
Aye, Dully beat him 15-love, I think, wasn't it?
But Fornito scored twice. I think that
did he? Class, what a guy.
Dully made some changes at half time. I was talking to, do you know Jake Bradshaw? Was at the Berries for years.
No.
Not the wrestler. I was talking to Bradshaw, he says that they made 2 subs at half time and that just kind of momentum.
Yeah.
So good coaching decision.
That'd be a tight league, I think. That, yeah,
Aye, definitely. And then Bankstown City into Lions as well.
Yeah, we don't have full clarification on not Chris Payne played or not. Online it looked like he did. Adrian reckons he didn't, so we don't know if that was a factor in the result.
Yeah,
Well, the lads.
3-1.
Menos, Devante let me down.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I would have backed them too.
But Inter Lions are a funny one. So the last year in particular, they are. See if you kind of think about how teams play, right? Inter Lions are such a well-drilled unit. Mm-hmm. Like they don't do anything amazingly well, but
same manager for a few years as well. Helps.
They are so. See, every time there's a ball to be contested, they have numbers around the ball. Literally everywhere they go on the pitch, they move so well organised in how they do everything.
That's good.
So they're just often in moments you're quite comfortable in possession, you think, and all of a sudden they're gone. But because they pick up every second ball and they attack really quickly.
Well, they made was it round of 16 as well?
Yeah.
Cup.
They beat APIA in the World Cup semis.
No, they played. We beat them.
Oh, you played them?
Yeah, we played the semi. Yeah.
What's the score?
We beat them 6-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So not that good then.
It was a Wednesday night.
Not very well organised apparently.
Nah, look, you could see that how they had got there. Like they beat Rockdale.
That's what they did. That's right.
They did beat Rockdale, so they obviously had, but we killed it pretty early. Like I think it was 4 or 5-0 half time, but I think 20 minutes it was 3-0. Like it was bang, which then helps. Just
you
leave
are
the
calm,
team,
now they're panicky, 100%.
But yeah, obviously then they went on a decent run they won in Darwin, I think it was. They went to or Adelaide.
Oh yeah, they did. They went away to Darwin. You're right. It was Darwin.
So they did well for last year.
We actually play them this weekend. We've got an alliance this weekend.
That's right. You mentioned that. Well, your game was abandoned because of the too much sun apparently. Too much sun flooded the pitch.
Joke, man. Round 1 rained off.
It was like 32 degrees or something.
It was roasting hot on Friday. It's a joke, man.
Where at?
Nepean away.
Yeah, it's wet out there. Not in sunny Coogee.
I'm Nepean, they're just out with buckets of water on the pitch, just loving it, man.
Honestly, that was that way you build yourself up for round 1, like you're buzzing to play.
Just
and then
play
it's just like,
It's like 5 hours before kick-off.
Aye.
On the day.
On Friday afternoon, mate.
I mean, he was supposed to go down to Canberra with Sydney FC, and the bus left at 2:30, and he got a text at 2:15 saying, game's off, you can't make the bus either.
Drive up.
And then I gets there, the game plays 35 minutes because of lightning. To drive back.
Happy Friday.
That's a shock.
Shocking weekend.
One of the Nepean staff members was refereeing your game, innit? Moving on from that, I mean, the other Bonnyrigg, Mount Druitt, would probably, you'd imagine those two teams are going to be thereabouts.
Yeah, big game, big result for Mount Druitt.
I don't know how that game went in terms of scoring, or again, I've not seen the... Can you get the highlights of League One on YouTube?
I think they do one sort of...
It's match of the round.
I think that was match of the round, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
The full game was anyway. I didn't see the highlights come up. I'll need to check that. But so it's hard to get the coverage of these games. That's why NPL TV was decent last year.
Yeah, NPL 2 I think is just...
Yeah,
like match of the round. I saw it on YouTube, it pops up. But
yeah, it was the same as 2 years ago. For me as well, I shout out Testy Raiders because they went down to 10 men after 14 minutes or something.
Oh, well.
14 minutes?
14, 15 minutes. Keeper gets sent off, Mario.
Oh, did he?
Gets sent off, last man challenge.
Oh, I worked it well.
He won 2-0.
That's a good score for Ridermill again. You tipped a draw.
I said a draw, aye.
You did call it up.
I know.
That's also another place that you don't like going.
Yeah, Tiger isn't a nice place to go.
Taramara.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yuck.
And it's windy and it's...
We've played a couple. We've had them in like the last 3 FFA Cup or like the qualifiers on Wednesday nights. We always go there.
Yeah, okay. It's a hard place.
Shout out to Hiro Kawaguchi.
Yeah, he's got a double. Scored twice, man.
Yeah,
Hiro did score twice.
Yeah, so buzzing for him. So.
But I also think Ridermill get a man sent off in the 35th minute.
Okay, aye.
I think so, aye. Played the majority with 10 men.
A lot of red cards this weekend,
Aye. Animals in this Australian football.
Unbelievable.
Offside refs.
Aye, bit of mixing of both, aye. And then Dunbar 1-1, just a bit of a stalemate. We called that before. I just didn't imagine it. I thought Cole would have nicked it. I thought Cole would have won as well. Not much between the two sides, I don't think, overall. But and then there's no point going through every single game in NPL 3. The big ones we touched on.
Mounties
and Granville. I told you! Granville, you need to watch them, by the way. Good side. Two goals. Two goals. Just scored away from home. Not bad that, by the way.
Alan McKee, 3 assists.
Did he, aye?
3 assists. And then Yuki, the boy that came to ride with me last year, Japanese boy Yuki, went to Mounties quite late on, came on.
8-2 at any
And scored
level.
twice.
Even 5-a-sides is a joke.
Aye.
It's not great.
8-2 is a scud. I don't know how the game went. I don't know if there was any red cards.
No, I don't think so.
No. Yeah, it's a scudding, man. You'd like to think that's not going to be a theme for the season for Granville, otherwise they're in for a rough
long sick fish, 30 weeks.
Aye. Maybe a keeper gets sent off as well, mate. 14 minutes.
I'm the subkeeper.
They got a lot of new players, Granville. I know you were saying last week, Ante and Todorovsky.
Outside that, mate, to be honest, I'm not sure.
Hopefully they changed the logo yet?
Nah.
The logo's a shocker.
The purple, I like it.
Big purple face.
Yeah.
Big face.
It's been like that for years, but since I've been playing them
It's like an American hockey team or something, an NHL team or something. It's just a bizarre
Granville Rage.
Aye, it's a bizarre side.
Parramatta, Fraser Park.
3-0 down, three goals second half.
Nicolosi scored a hat-trick.
Yep, fair play, good guy.
And then I think Parramatta equalised in like the 92nd minute.
Wow.
Oh, really? I love that. That's when I wish I had the footage. I love the last minute goal
I think it was
celebrations.
92nd minute. Off a corner, a free kick. Come into the box, headed back across, and I think that the...
Did you see it?
What? No, I was reading about it.
Oh, okay.
The Fraser Park keeper dropped it,
Oh, sure.
and one of the players had put it in.
Well, there you go. That's a quick roundup of the...
South Coast, that's the old boys as well.
South Coast
Couple old
Flames,
boys. Yeah, Pascadero,
Okay.
Fragianis,
Oh, wow.
a couple of Sydney United old boys.
Have went to South Coast Flames?
Yeah, so just keep an eye on those boys.
Oh, wow.
They got
They live down there?
no, I know Pascadero does, but Frags and Yanni, both Yannis, and Frags, no, they don't, but I think they got a decent side. Baldacchino as well, played for Sutherland, Marconi back in the day, so...
How far away is South Coast Flames?
Wollongong.
So why have they gone all the way there?
Oh, it's because it's a really nice venue and stuff.
Looking after
Help the community. Outstanding.
Well, cool, mate. That's a quick roundup of that. We'll just look now, mate, onto your career, mate. So one thing we couldn't actually find a ton of was your youth football.
Yeah.
So where did that all start?
So obviously, as a youngster, I just played for your local club where I grew up, which is Herstal FC in NPL 3. Herstal Zagreb, as I called back then.
Yeah.
Being Croatian, And they ended up actually at Bankstown Lions in like the 9s and 10s. They had like a bit of an academy, and Barry Walker. I don't know if you know Brad Walker.
Oh,
Brad. He was running a bit of an academy and playing there for them, and then 11s and 12s, you had to play where you lived. Right. Back when we grew up, it was called Metro League. So you played. I lived in St George. I played for St George. Right. Okay. Sutherland. So I played for St George 11s and 12s, and then 13s. We were all going to stay and just go to St George naturally because I was in NPL 1 back then. They got relegated. So David McGrone, who was the TD at St George, who actually went to Tottenham as a chief scout. He took Massalonga over.
Oh, well, okay.
So he went to APIA with Barry as a TD. So we all just naturally went to stay in NPL 1, and I was at APIA from 13s to first grade.
You were how long for 2 years? 3 years?
10 years at APIA, but in first grade 3.
3 years?
Yeah, 3 years. 3 years.
So that was you basically a product of the system, basically?
Pretty much just stayed at APIA my whole... Went overseas 1 year,
Where'd you go?
7 months to Croatia to play.
Who did you play with?
They're called NK Adriatic. They were top division of the youth. So in there, like just because your first team's not in the youth, your youth might be able to play in NPL 1.
Right, okay,
yeah. So, but then we would play Saturday the under-19s, NPL 1 if you want to call it, and then Sunday we would play for the first team.
Oh.
In the local Premier League.
Yep.
So you double up 2 games, and it was just against men, and you're like, I was 17, and you get bashed up.
Good for you though.
Good learning.
Yeah, good learning. Different style there, but like, I think you talk about load. I heard load management and stuff last week. I don't think there's any of that when I was there. It was just go for it.
Yeah.
Work. Day after the game, you're in lighter session, but day after you're running. I remember it was this much water on the pitch. Get your runners on.
Yeah, go.
Just go.
Yeah.
No, lights were terrible, but just
go. Yeah.
And I think it built up that
Resiliency.
mentality. Like you're living by, like not by myself, but my cousins and that there, but I didn't know the language that great then, but yeah, it builds up.
Character.
Yeah, like in the rain. You're not used to in Australia, what's it called, to get like 15, and there it's like 6 degrees, ice rain. I've got like 3 jackets on, I can't do this.
Yeah, 100%, man.
No, it builds character, and came back, signed at the Mariners youth team for 1 year under Patrick who's a Manly coach.
Yeah.
And then back to APIA.
Right,
For
okay.
a couple of years of first grade, and then off to United.
Decent development there, I suppose. APIA decent, obviously. Going over. How was the coaching? How do you see the coaching in Croatia versus or the European style versus over here? Did you see a difference? Was it similar?
I think the more positive football there. Like as a centre half, here you get the ball, you're like, all right, we'll play home. They don't like playing back to the keeper. Play forward. Everything's forward.
Yeah.
That's the way I felt with my coaching. You'd play back and he'd give you an absolute bollocking. What are you doing? He would play forward. Even if you give it away, just play forward.
Yeah.
Here it's a bit more keeping, but I don't think there's a lot of I look at the young kids now and I go, we didn't get that. When we were no, the 8-9-year-olds. Tricky's academy. I see some of those kids before our training. I go, there's no way I could do it. It's unbelievable what they're doing. I think that's great for Australian football, and shout out to Football Tech and those boys, because it's unreal. And there's more of them going around now as well. Like Israel's got a massive one, but just that's
so many opportunities for kids now.
I think I got a good development from Barry back then and Dave, who they put on a good type of academy situation, but it was just they taught us the fundamentals, I guess.
Yeah, good mate.
But I've moved backwards. Like next steps will be in goals. I used to be a bit of an attacking midfielder, score goals, and now it's just this.
Did you used to play midfield?
Yeah.
But APIA as well?
Yeah, up until I think it was 16.
Yeah.
And then one of our coaches, Mark,
he can't pass the ball. Boom.
It was a disaster. We had injuries, young ages, when you got to go back. And I had a lot of growing pains and injury. Couldn't get up and back as much. So I just went to centre half, and then it just stayed. And I was like, all right.
You've done all right, mate.
Your position's next.
I've got spare gloves.
So no, it was good. But you pick up little things and you look back even now and you go, I could have done that better. Maybe did this more or didn't have this. But
hindsight.
Football's a bit of luck as well.
Touch
of luck and
a lot of variables, mate.
Massive.
And even if you've got that in place, mate, the odds of you still making that is still but 0.01% actually getting it. It's so tricky.
You look throughout. Well, the NPLs, you go from NPL 1 to 3 or whatever it is. Mate, how many people have played in the A-League or had careers? Nothing wrong with what they're doing now, but, life as well. It's not easy.
Nah.
Yeah, 100%. You need to sacrifice a lot.
Yeah.
And it's still a gamble.
100% that is, man.
Massive gamble, yeah.
Well, okay, mate, so you've touched on a lot of stuff we're really talking about. So going from APIA to Sydney United, how did that transfer come around?
So, playing with good old Westy.
Did you win the league at APIA?
Yeah, with Westy, we won the league. Yeah. We lost the grand final on pens, unfortunately.
To who?
To Manly. I think they won 3 penalty
You
shootouts.
hate Manly.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, Manly's just not great.
Yeah, wow.
No, they beat us in it, yeah.
But before you actually go into the Sydney United thing, is there any big moments in that Premiership winning team at APIA, that stick with you?
Look, it was just to be honest, like Westy said, we were a great bunch of boys.
Yeah.
Worked hard for each other. Great nights out as well. It helps.
Yeah, it does help.
Just a lot of stacked squad, as you said. Like the start of the season, I was starting with Galimi, then he got sent off round 2, and I think I got sent off round 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And then we were both not in for weeks
good.
because we kept winning. The boys that came in, I think it was Timber and Josh Simmons came in, and they were doing a great job, and nothing could be said. And then I got back in a bit. Then we lost the Waratah Cup final to Hakoah that year.
They were good that year.
No, they came second last, but they won the cup.
Was that Sydney United, this guy?
But they done us that year in the final, which was credit to them. They had Gavin and
Gavin that played.
Yeah, playing that year.
Yeah.
Harry Jones.
St George.
Yeah. So they had a good bunch of lads. But we worked hard and good bunch of lads, like I said, stacked squad. And then halfway through the year, United tried to get me to come over.
Yeah.
I think Roots took over. They were struggling for loads of players.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wasn't playing at this. I was on the bench at this point.
Okay.
Because I was a bit sent off and whatnot. And I was like, nah, you're not going to leave.
Halfway.
You've worked hard all pre-season and go halfway through the year. And I'm like, look, thanks for the offer, but probably not the right moment. Not the right moment. You want to win things. You're doing well. And then at the end of the year, I just thought they came again.
Why not?
I said I'll probably come at the end of the year. We'll leave it till then. I don't want to distract anything. And then at the end of the year, the opportunity came up, and Jason Chalina took over.
Yeah.
But like Westy sort of said, Sam, who sort of was the old president back then, did the signings and whatnot. Jason did a little bit, but it was more him. And then I was like, I'll come over and No hard feelings, but
Here's slightly off topic, right? Looking at what you said, you're the stat squad, you get sent off and you don't play for the next 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, whatever it is. How important do you think it is to have that level of competition in a successful squad?
I think it's pretty much the key. In a way, like
Yeah.
every week you're fighting, like at training, like I remember tackles were nothing bad, like it got heated here and there, but it was just competitiveness.
Yeah.
That we're all aiming to do the same thing, and that happens at United too. Like, it's just competitiveness to win. And with a stacked squad, everyone's fighting.
Yeah, good.
It's a funny dynamic because stacked squad, good players obviously, but then so the gaffer needs to balance. It's like egos, but everyone wants to play obviously.
Yeah, correct.
But then there's two ways you can go. If that stacked squad does well and performs, you don't really mind sitting on the bench as much because you're backing Temba superb, like don't mind these things. You're winning games, you're part of it. If you start dropping behind, then that's when things can get a little bit tricky.
100%. I think Daniel did it well that year.
Obviously won it.
We won it, and then the semi-final, we came in, beat Rockdale 5-0.
Oh wow!
Went to the final against Man. Yeah, it's one of those days. 0-0, lose on pens. It stings.
Did you take one?
I didn't even get on. I didn't actually get on.
Did Westy put Panenka in?
I don't know if Westy. I can't even remember who took one.
Who missed it most importantly?
I think it was 2 boys missed. I don't know who.
Drop them in it.
But look, it was just one of those days. The ball just.
Yeah.
And Manly had won 2 penalty
games.
shootouts. You know what? Well done to them.
Yeah.
What did you put that?
Leichhardt Oval as well.
Oh,
It was a stinger. So, but that's football, I guess.
Yeah,
that's a beauty of it, isn't it? I don't know who's going to win. So Sydney United, you obviously signed for them. You've been there since 2018 through COVID as well. 7th year at the club. Somebody actually asked on Instagram, over 100 appearances, is that correct?
Yeah.
What is the big standout moment for you in that over 100 appearances?
The final of the Australia Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, beating
That is
Brisbane
big,
semi.
isn't it?
I think that's just. I don't think if I think of my whole United career, we've made finals, we've won Waratah Cup, won the 2020 Premiership, whatever. But to beat 2 A-League teams to get to a, like it wasn't even playing NPL teams, like we beat 2 A-League teams in extra time.
Yeah.
Battling against an A-League team, you're like, everyone you'd think, they're going to run over us. 1-0 up, 1-1, copper penalty, 2-1. Nizic saves a pen. I just think going to Combine, massive crowd. It was just,
actually a fairy tale story.
I think if we had
Almost.
Almost. But I think for any semi-pro side, it just to even get to that, it was.
Yeah.
I know we didn't win it, but like to make that medal, just I think means so much to the community club. We brought so many people together. It was a Croatian soccer tournament that weekend in Sydney.
Right.
So we had people from Brisbane, Melbourne. Everyone was back here.
Wow.
It was just the whole thing was written to just. It was unreal. I think if you speak about all the lads, would just go that cup run. How you not like we just got this belief from. I don't know. It's just
Cup runs. There's something about cup runs, isn't there?
it was like you beat 1-0 against Western.
Yeah, you beat Western United.
And I think we're down 1-0, but that first half we could have been down 5. No joke. We were under the pump. They were
amazing?
Yeah, but they hit the bar for like 2 years. Just stuff was going right, and you're like, okay, and they score in the 43rd minute. You're like, spewing. Yeah. They come out, Tarek scores, and you're still in it.
I believe.
Agamenos hit a bomb, and Jamie Young, I don't know how, he's got like a fingertip to it on the post in extra time. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
You go to Pens, and you know what? In Pens, with Nizza in goals, big boy,
he
covers the goal and he spreads himself. I'm like, you know what? You're a chance. And
did you take one?
Nah, leave it to the experts.
Shake back.
Nah, leave it to the boys to take them. But then you play Peninsula away, which is, I think that was the hardest game. I was telling everyone, yeah. You're not used to travelling.
What was the score in that game?
1-0.
Oh,
Frags, what a bomb. A volley from outside the box. Like 10 minutes in and we just sat in.
Yeah.
Away from home. Grass pitch, heavy.
Yeah, okay.
Come away with 1-0 win, and then the boys head off to Vegas, a couple of them.
Oh, beautiful.
For the semi-final, and we were missing Frags and Posco.
Oh, wow.
For a semi against Brisbane.
Yeah.
Did they get back in the team for the final?
Frags did. Posco
didn't come back from Vegas.
Believe it or not, I think he did his calf on a treadmill in Vegas. Once we won, they got a program like, just do this to get back, and calf went in.
Who's on a treadmill in Vegas?
I don't know if it was Vegas at that point. We don't know if it was a treadmill, but and then the final, like, what an atmosphere, and just walking out and the whole lead up. You don't enjoy it till after, because you're so focused on just.
See this the Brisbane Roar semi-final. How was that? Like
that was like Tricky's goal, like the play, the flick.
It was like
it was just like but I think, like I said, they went 1-0 up.
Yeah.
You could have caved in again. Hot day. They're pros.
Yeah, 100%.
We score. Then Nizza saves a pen on half time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big moment.
Big moment, going at 1-1. Then they get another pen, they score. And Paddy comes on off the bench. He's been out with a hammy. Yeah. Scores 2-2. We're running out of legs. Paddy was gassed.
Yeah.
We hadn't played in like a month.
Not a bad player to bring on.
Yeah, gassed. And we just defended like our life literally depended on it. And I remember just standing there when the full-time whistle went. Everyone's running on. And I was just like, no. You're just trying to process what's going on.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
Yeah.
It was just unreal, the moment, and to do it with like your good mates. We've been together for so long. A lot of us, it was just...
That's actually what I noticed coming into that dressing room was it was such a close-knit group. It was nice to come in, and obviously it was very welcoming, but yous were all like best mates.
Yeah, that's the thing, the best bit about it. Like, don't get me wrong, everyone wants to play. We get the shits when we lose, or, but we're all got along. Yeah, you have your scuffles in training.
100%.
Like Tariq and Paddy always brawling, Paddy with cheeky always in training. But yeah, good bunch of mates, and yeah, like you said, you came in and you just everyone gets along, and
it's good.
It was a good bunch. But I think that's a standout moment. Final, I don't know. Will anyone do it again? Possibly, but with the B League, it might change it because these guys are a bit more pro.
Yeah.
If it becomes pro,
but then it's still not an NPL club, really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So then it changes again.
I think it's very difficult. You need I'd say luck of the draw. You didn't even get the luck of the draw.
Like Melbourne Knights made the semi-final, and they played 2 or 3 NPL sides, and then played Brisbane in the semi.
Yeah.
So they got a bit of the luck, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
And all home games. We went to Brisbane.
Yeah, Peninsula Power. Yeah.
How did you play in the final?
I don't think we were bad.
How did you play? But
I think I did all right. Yeah. I didn't. It was 2. You can say 2 pens, which it was that we conceded.
You didn't give them away, did you?
No, but that's football, I guess. Yeah. It's part of the game. I think it was a final.
Yeah. Okay.
Tense. KG. KG. They had like shots, but I don't think Nizza made 100 saves. But I don't think we created overly a lot like the semi-final. So I think could have almost been a draw.
Yeah.
Like I said. Congrats to them.
It was a 1-1 for you boys. You got to the final.
You got there.
Like for us, it was amazing to get there. But like I said, like after every game, you're just like, oh, we're not done yet.
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah. But cups are good for that because league season, you're always on the league table and all the rest of it. But cup runs, you're all just focused on in the next round. Who we got next?
Literally.
That's it, and it's a bit laser focus in it.
Like,
so
we beat Peninsula. I was like standing there. I was cooking in a way. I was like, we were awful today.
Yeah.
Like we weren't great. Tarek going, what's wrong? I'm like, man, we weren't great. We got one more to go. And we beat him. We've got one more to go. Like before Western United, we had like Nizic had injured or sick before training. Painey was in goals on the Friday night. We're taking pens at Painey because the reserve keeper's injured. Nizza was.
So with Painey would he have been in goals if they had to?
Honestly, Nizza would have played. Or Rick, he would have played, but he just couldn't train, and we're just like, it was just banter. Like we couldn't play cage, and I think it was just like, but you could have done it. You live with these stories, but
it's good, man.
Okay, cool. I mean, that's
so
good stuff.
Just the last bit about you, mate. You obviously had a stint at Sydney FC. How was that?
Top experience. Yeah. I think again we're talking about before a bit of luck and things like that. Like if you don't make the Australia Cup final, probably doesn't come about.
Yeah. Okay.
Literally, it doesn't come about. Like because we finished so late, and then the unfortunate injury to Wilco. He's never injured, by the way. Like you need to speak to all lads. Has never been injured his whole career. Gets injured at that
moment.
So it's sort of like you go, oh wow, like what are the chances?
Meant to be.
Like top bunch of lads, top professionals, great setup. Got along with all of them.
Did you notice a big difference in standards and expectations?
There is a like everyone goes, oh, there's not a gap, but there is a gap.
Yeah, of course. There should be.
There should be. Yeah, and there is. Can that close if it was the B League and they're more pro? Definitely, but. You got people like Joe Lolly, Caceres, like they're magic. Robbie Mack, who's played at the Euros, and like these guys are
real players.
Grazzi's an unbelievable technique and unbelievable player, but like these guys are all pros that have been at a high level.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there's ups and downs in football with every level and every A-League, and everyone slates the A-League, but I think it should be. At the end of the day, it's not going to get better if it's not supported.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the Premier League didn't become good because everyone slated and said it's terrible. If you want to use an example, and all these lads are going to, Scotland, doing well.
Yeah.
I don't know, like you guys will know more about Scottish football than me, but besides Rangers, Celtic, maybe the third team, is there a massive gap between the other teams and the A-League teams? I don't know.
I would say for the most part, I'm not going to say massive gap because that's a bit vague, but I think if you put all the Scottish teams in that league over the course of, over the whole season, a one-off game, and they win an off game, for the course of a year, I wouldn't say all of them, but I'd say 8 out of the 12 would be.
Yeah, like your Aberdeen, your Hibs would.
Hearts, definitely. Even like St Mirren, pretty strong.
Yeah.
Obviously Celtic, Rangers, Aberdeen. Yeah, I think they would be the top 8 comfortably. Even if like Dundee United got promoted again, they're a big club.
Thistle as well. Yeah, there are like a bit. Yeah, I think it's.
But it's not. I don't think the gap.
Yeah, it's not as like. Yeah.
No, it's not. I mean, if you put like a Ross County versus Sydney FC, there's not. There's
nothing in it. 100%.
Like Celtic versus Sydney FC, obviously we can come on that in a second. But on the day, the gap between Celtic Rangers is
that's massive.
Huge gap, obviously different level. But as you'd expect, again, different. A-League's still in its infancy, realistically, considering like Celtic's been around since 1888.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
A-League's what, 2005?
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah, it's a completely different ballgame altogether. But the A-League's a funny one. We spoke about this with, I think it was Claude's, talking about like, we can moan about, like you said, we can complain about A-League and all that, and hands up, I complain about it as well, but the awareness of it is not great. There's games on that you wouldn't even know the games are on.
That's what, funny enough, we said that, was it Tuesday night, there was a game, Melbourne versus Western, 2 nights ago, and we're at training, and I, on the phone after, I'm like,
oh, that was on tonight. Yeah.
No idea. Yeah. In that sense, I think it's more, is it the management side? As in not the club's management, the behind the scenes of the A-League is more of the issue. You can't tell me I remember when the Wanderers first came in, the crowds were, Sydney FC versus Wanderers was just the hottest ticket in town. Like you couldn't get a ticket at times.
Yeah.
And now you can
go up and turn up in the day.
You can get them, like it's fuller, but it's not, even Melbourne Victory, Melbourne City was chockers.
We went to last year. Spirit done the jersey presentation up at Parramatta, and it was Melbourne versus Sydney, Western Sydney, and at the time I think Melbourne were top and Western ones were second. It was still early in the season, so I was like, this will be tasty. Obviously you get to we're at the corporate bit, get to walk in. There was maybe, I'll put it this way, this is with exaggeration, I think there was more people at our jersey presentation than in the stadium when the game kicked off, and I think this is first versus second.
Yeah, and
it's a massive stadium. There's no atmosphere.
It doesn't help. The stadium's so big.
They're too big.
But the Wanderers at the old, I don't know if you guys remember the old Parramatta Stadium. It was literally like smaller. Yeah. It used to be chockers every game. And Melbourne would bring up a massive bunch of fans, and it was just the whole thing was unreal.
If you can create an atmosphere, more people will want to go.
It's an event. See if I'm like, let's go to Sydney FC game. It's like sing song, couple of beers before it. That's enjoyable. Going to somewhere where it's empty. The standard of football is literally a toss of the coin, like every game of football. But at least if you go and watch, you went to England, like if I watched Crystal Palace versus Wolves, the game could be crap as well. But
you'd enjoy it.
There's you're involved in it. It's a bit of an entertainment thing, and
I think that's the management side of it. What we're saying is just getting people through the gates.
Man,
like we played when I was at Sydney, Perth away. We played at, I think it was Macedonia Park they were playing at.
Oh, the NPL club?
Yeah, because they were fixing their stadium or whatever. But it was, I think, 5,000 there that night.
That would have been great with 5,000.
It was close. It was, it was a bit of atmosphere. Like we're warming up on the sideline. The people are right there giving you shit.
Brilliant, man.
And then the lights went out. We're 2-1 up with 20 to go. The lights go out, and I go, "This is never good." You got the momentum at this point, and then they scored in, I think, the 95th minute equaliser.
Need those lights back on.
Is that when they put you on and these guys?
I didn't get on. I'm like, that's a night out. Night out down the drain. But yeah, I think it's just management getting people to, because NPL, right? People are excited to sort of see it again. I feel this year, I feel there's a bit of hype around it.
Yeah, that's it.
All of them, like not just the New South Wales, but you can ask all the boys in the NPL that have played, A-League or high levels, boys have been overseas. I think it's just getting people through the gates.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying this to somebody last night. I was like, you can't tell me in Australia where it's probably the most played sport in Australia. So most played sport, a lot of Australians is actually Europeans who are mad about football. You can't look at these stadiums on TV and be like, why is nobody at the games? I don't know, they're competing with like a Premier League. People are growing up, I'm a Celtic fan, so am I going to watch Perth Glory versus Central Coast when I've got a Celtic game to watch, a Tottenham game to watch, and you go through them all? But there should be more of an interest, and even us, when Chaz and I used to roommate together, we're like, we'll pick an A-League team since we got here. We'll pick a team, we'll try and watch it. Honestly, mate, we tried hard. For like 5 or 6 games, this is brutal. Like, there's no atmosphere. Standards no. This is 2015, 14.
14,
I think the atmosphere problem as well, again, comes back a little bit to the management of it all. Like the Wanderers were bringing atmosphere and they got sort of shut down. Not Victoria bring it. Like I get, not the fighting or whatever, but they were bringing, I get, like flares and that, but like no one's died from a flare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm not saying do dangerous things but like it bring an atmosphere. Like I remember the 40,000 SFS, the old one, and it was just unbelievable atmosphere just to watch the colour and the banners and whatever, but it's just gone.
Yeah.
Like even the Wanderers at Pertec the other week, they were flying like 3 weeks ago after all this, and there's no one there.
Yeah. But what is the solution? Again, obviously TV stuff doesn't help. Wellness. Again, so like, for instance, right, your Croatian background, big club, Sydney United traditionally brings a big fans to the ground. B-League next year, you like to think, say you play Sydney Olympic in a game, you've got a smaller stadium than a typical A-League game. You'll probably pack that out, you'd like to think. Me personally, if I was in the area, would I rather go and watch Sydney Olympic versus Sydney United when I know a lot of the players, a good atmosphere in there, get a cracking each of APIA or something like that, brilliant. And then, I'll go home and try and find a stream to watch Perth Glory versus... It's an absolute no-brainer.
I think that's the problem as well, the accessibility.
Yeah.
Because before it was on Foxtel.
Yeah.
So you go to the pub.
Exactly.
It was on.
Okay.
You go to local Coogee pub and, be on the TV or whatever,
Yeah.
Not
that Coogee pub?
Yeah, not but now, because it's only on the Paramount, a lot of the pubs don't, the club's pub don't have the Paramount. So they only show the Saturday night 7:30 game, whatever it is. But before they have it, you have the cricket, whatever, but it's still there, it's visible. Now it's not visible, so even the NPL is easier to get on a TV because they can put it on YouTube.
Yeah, fair.
So the B-League, do you know what that's going to be shown on? Has that got a TV thing? Do you know anything about it?
No. But surely they'd have to have...
Do you know what?
For the B-League...
If his dad was still the coach, he'd know everything.
100%. But if it's run by FFA, that's what it's meant to be, they'll have something lined up.
Yeah, they will.
Because this is the APL now.
Yeah, two different bodies, man.
Different.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they'll want to sort of put their foot down at FFA saying, well...
Here's a question, right? You won't know the answer to it, but it's just thinking. Obviously, the APL are struggling just now. Right?
Yeah.
It's been widely reported. Do you think that the A-League will end up back with the FFA?
I reckon at some point they will. They'll have to.
No idea, mate.
Half of their staff get made redundant.
I remember you telling me.
3 weeks ago. That's just interesting. I don't know the answer, obviously. It just came into my head.
I actually think it will at some point.
Yeah, I think it would make sense.
But what is it? The APL's like the owners own the... I don't know.
Yeah, I think the APL, obviously, whoever owns that owns the A-League in terms of the rights and stuff to it. But it should surely be run by the
frustrating thing about all this is, it's just a mess.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it is.
You've got the NPL, the B-League, the APL, they're redundant, the TV streams not there, but who's doing...
Football in New South Wales.
All everyone wants to do is just watch, play football. Everyone wants to. I'm sure. Somebody was telling me the other day their opinion on it, and I was saying, in fact, it was Claude's actually that said it. He was saying football's. I don't know if he said it on the podcast or off it. He said football's such a funny sport in Australia because, there's so many pockets of people divided against each other. So you've got the people who used to watch the NSL and they used to they're still wanting that old school stuff. There's people who hate that and don't want it. Then you've got the people who love the A-League and slag all the European snobs. You don't like the A-League. You said within the football community alone, you've got these pocket of people hate each other. He goes, but in rugby, cricket, they all just support cricket. And that's it. He goes, but you get two people against each other. Again, it's a bit of a broad statement, but I do agree with that. You do have the conversations that are open to that, and that's when it gets messy.
But I think it is a lot of the old Sydney United, for example, were a big club.
Yeah.
Melbourne Knights, South Melbourne City. These traditional clubs need somewhere to showcase where they were at again.
Yeah.
Because they did produce how many Socceroos?
Yeah.
How many coaches in the A-League played for Sydney? The Socceroos coach played for Sydney, made a career at Sydney United. Graham Arnold made a career. Robbie Slater. Tony Popovich.
Ante Juric was there.
Yeah, Milicic. You can go on.
Yeah.
Manis Lamont, who was an international for, not for Australia, but an international, made a career. A lot of people went Wally Savoy. You can go on for, same with APIA, same with Olympic, all these guys.
Christian Vieira was at Marconi when he was young, wasn't he?
I think he was. He was. So, these clubs have a right to showcase themselves again, on the national.
But NPL, so one thing, football for me, again, so from Glasgow, my dad's from a place called Parkhead, which is right next to Celtic Park. So I had no choice to be steeped in Celtic, right? So then that comes along with who you support. To me, that's almost like, well, I'm from Glasgow, say 40 minutes from a Celtic card, but my dad is from that area, so I'm steeped in it. No different to Croatian lad, Serbian lad, Greek lad, supporting their local club. I think that's when you lose the desire and the buzz for it as much if you're Sydney FC, MacArthur. So when MacArthur come into the league, who's got that affiliation with MacArthur?
It's hard. Yeah.
It's hard to it's like, whereas your local team, if you're an Arsenal fan and you're growing up in London and you're close to it and you grew up with it.
And you got Tottenham, the other so you're playing it,
It's rivalry there, you're buzzing, your family's immersed in it. That's not going to happen at a club that just got formed 5 years ago.
And that's what I said with this 3 o'clock Sunday kickoffs.
Yeah.
That's what it always was, and it always should be for Sydney United.
Yeah.
Or Sydney Croatia, however you want to call it back then. And you saw the Brisbane game. I think it was 5,500 there.
Yeah, it was.
Hill was packed. The grandstand around was packed. It was tops. They probably felt the pressure as well. Yeah. To be honest, it was everyone's on top of you there. Charlie Austin was copping it. He was giving it back. He's a funny lad. So it was. But you get that with a tight stadium, big crowd, and if you create more of that.
Yeah.
And I remember our first game last year. The crowd was massive against Marconi because everyone was still buzzing. The last thing they remember was Brisbane. Yeah. Big crowd at home and the Australia Cup final. So everyone's like, oh wow.
Go that again. That was good. I will go that again.
Yeah, I'll go that again. You know what I mean? It's top. So I think that's how you build it. And like I said, if Sydney United were in the top, I'm not saying, I remember when my dad used to go watch, he was telling me, it used to be 15,000 there. Yeah.
We touched on that, as you say, with Claude, in terms of the togetherness and communities. I think that the
culture aspect.
It brings Croatian people together.
It does, like I said, you go to church, you go to football after, and I think that's...
Even for kids, the younger boys or younger girls coming through, it's like the mum or dad goes, let's go to watch Sydney United today.
And I think that's more likely to have those kids, like as you say, a passion for something. That passion is more likely to come for the Marconis and the Olympics.
We're imitating Paney and Tricky for months on end after the flick, and you see them before training doing and you're like, look what they've done. The boys have. You see these kids and they see your training and they're looking at you like, we beat Brisbane or whatever, but they're buzzing. The girls as well wanted to come. Will be the walkout. Everyone. There's a great vibe around it, but I think get that as a whole.
Yeah.
For the whole NPL.
Yeah, quite an interesting topic, mate. I think it's a topic I think we'll come through to a lot as a B-League sort of conversations develop. We hear more about it, learn more about it. Because I was talking to somebody in FFA who was saying to me, like, what is actually happening behind the scenes? Like, what you see online, like on Facebook, said 99% of it is absolute nonsense. There's a lot of stuff that's happening that's not quite true. So I'm interested to see when we get some truth to what's going on. But hopefully, good things ahead for Australian football. Play against Celtic.
Yeah, unreal.
Brilliant. I was at that game.
We were both at that game.
It was a shocking game, man.
It was.
Shocking game. It was so bad to watch, man. So boring. But from a Celtics perspective, I'm talking from. How do you find that?
Talking about levels, different level. Obviously.
Who were you marking? I can't remember. Was it Kyogo?
Kyogo. Yeah. There's a couple of good photos I got.
Yeah, brilliant.
He's sharp. Talking about levels, he checks in, you go, and then
he's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
But I got through 75 minutes, and then I've never felt cramped like that in my life. But my car's like concrete. It's like, yep, hand up, got to come off. But unreal experience, playing against.
He's played well.
Yeah, we did well. We were awesome that night. Yeah, we were really good. Got some great goals. Probably could have had more in that first time. I hit the bar.
You're
we're actually unreal that night.
You're the better team by far.
Yeah, I thought it was good, but top experience, top hit out, and I was like, this is sort of a dream. They're playing Champions League in 9 years.
Yeah,
just come from Australia, playing NPL 2 months ago. And
it's just like. Did you meet Ange?
Yeah, and the handshake before the game and after the game, but it's just a bit unreal. Maybe something like Kyogo.
Did you get a jersey?
I got Starfelt.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, 6.5. So
he's a funny one with Celtic. So
is he in Spain now or something now?
He's in Spain, yeah. So his missus, I think, got a gig in Spain. He's followed
Portugal.
Over.
She went Portugal. He went Spain.
So he was one of those guys who had a terrible debut at Celtic against Hearts. Came a bit of a scapegoat, but then you look back at his record, something like when him and Cameron Carter-Vickers, did he play against you as well?
No, I can't remember. Starfelt and I think some young guy.
Welsh, probably.
Welsh,
But Starfelt had it was 24 domestic games, never lost a game, and him and Carter-Vickers played together defensively. Wow. He was very good at Starfelt. He won it under the radar.
But he got a very, very rough time. Every time something went wrong, if he gave away a goal, it was like Starfelt.
He could play well for 18 games, and it's like 19th game gives the ball away and they score. He's terrible.
I told you.
So great 18 games. Yeah, they had him and O'Reilly came off the bench.
He's been brilliant this year for Celtic.
What's the left back that was captain?
Greg Taylor. Greg Taylor left back usually.
Greg Taylor. Callum McGregor's the captain.
He's quality.
Yeah, he's good.
He's very good.
And the right winger.
Jota.
No, he came off the bench at half time. You just stay on the left and I'll stay on the left, so it's not a bad. No, first half they had is he Israeli?
Abada.
Yeah, he's sharp too. Yeah, they're sharp. You know, like,
as you'd imagine.
And they bring someone on, you're like,
here we go. Good experience, mate. No, but I mean, you played what cup final FFA Cup, played against Celtic. Not too bad.
Yeah, no complaints. Yeah, good mate. Played, yeah, it's good. No
Right, we've got a wee bit of conversation about you further. I mean, coached by your dad for a couple of years. Interesting one, banter aside. How was that being coached by your dad?
Yeah, good. Like, you know, he's taken us to many finals. Like, he took over in 2019, 2018, halfway through the year. Our coach left, quit, and my dad was actually on holiday, so we got a call like, when you get back, we don't have a coach. Lost in the major semi that year to APIA on pens.
Yeah.
2019 made the final NPL. We lost that. World Cup final that year as well.
Yeah.
So, and then he stepped down again.
Yeah.
For his own personal reasons, whatever. And Spider came in.
Yeah.
For 2020.
Yeah.
Then he left and went to, halfway through that year, went to Greece or something with Popper.
Right.
And Ant took over Korea, ended up winning the COVID final that year. Yeah. That was another unreal day.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, great game. 3-3 final. Shootout.
Yeah,
had it all.
That's a good game.
Pouring rain, that much water on it. You couldn't even pass by any of these dinking balls. It was just unreal.
That's your game though, just thinking about
it. I just love it. Like, touch diet. Then 2021, Tommy Vidovic came in, and with Jason Trefiro as assistant.
Right.
And we were doing unreal. We were top of the league. Then we lost 6 points off-field issues, whatever.
Was that Flares?
I think it was. There was an incident at the Rockdale ground, and they punished them. But they punished both teams, which I don't Anyway, I won't get into it, but I don't think the football teams
deserve the punishment, basically.
Yeah, why punish the players from two teams? Like in Europe, things happen or whatever. The club gets fined
or whatever
off the pitch, but they don't take 6 points of Celtic for brawling around or whatever it may be.
Yeah, fair.
I don't know. Maybe you just look at it differently, but
that's fair enough. Yeah.
And then it got cut short. I think round 17.
Yeah.
COVID hit. Second time.
Yeah.
And then 2022, Tommy went to Wanderers, and Joe Hayward came in.
He went through something like gaffers, eh?
Yeah, well, everyone sort of went to A-League at this point.
Yeah.
And then Joe Hayward came in, and then he lost his job halfway through the year, something like that. And then my old man came back in, and then we sort of went on that.
You're like, brilliant, back to the team.
Yeah. Back in, starting again. But yeah, then we went on that run, the Cup, and then he was going to step down at the end he was just going to do it to the end of 2022.
Yeah.
And then we went on the Cup run, and there was no real planning for everyone got caught up in it.
Yeah.
Fair enough, right?
Yeah, of course.
And then took over, and then just stayed for last year, but it was always at the end of the year. He was meant to be done at the end of 22 just to help the club, but ended up finishing with a trophy, which is good for him. So he was happy, and then now Spider's back in.
So what's your dad doing now?
He just works his full-time job.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. He's he did it. He didn't get paid, or he just did it to help the club out. And he's got his job, and he loves football and still comes to watch us. All the boys, love him and that. But just doing his day job.
Wow.
Running his business. So that's the main thing, I guess.
Tell me, back to Sydney FC debut versus Brisbane Roar. How was that?
Tough. Lost. Gave away a pen. Not great.
Well, I knew that, mate. I just setting you up for that.
Not a great day. About 32 degrees. I just signed literally, I was there for 2.5 weeks with Sydney. They weren't sure what was happening with Wilco. Signed. Was meant to be on the bench, I think, just travelling. And then Donks got injured. Session before we travelled. I'm like, you're in? No problem. Like, you're confident in what you've been there for a couple of weeks. You're confident in what you do. We just started horrendously. Like that game, we were still on the plane.
Yeah.
On the bus, whatever you want to say. Like,
the travel's hard as well.
Played the next day and it was hot. They battered us for the first 20. Like, we didn't get out of our box.
Yeah.
We just defend, block, cross, block. And they scored an early 1-0, gave away the pen 2-0. Got back into it 2-1. Then I probably should have scored a header.
Oh.
Like 6 yards inside. I should have scored.
Great debut, that.
We scored. And then went down to 10 men.
Oh, did you get sent off as well?
That would have been the ultimate. But then their right back scored a bomb.
Yeah, okay.
And it was just like one of those days. But I think overall it wasn't my worst performance as in playing. Like, he gave away the pen. But besides that, think it was speaking to the coach stuff, they were happy with how I performed. It was just dependent. It happens a moment. It happens a moment, and we're under the pump. But it was just.
Yeah, I think it's as hard as you say in terms of going up levels. Like they are sharp, so you're going straight in. Boom, there you go. Good luck.
And it was funny. Like you're going in. I didn't even know the pre-match warm up. You know, like they're doing stuff,
so
and I'm just trying to catch up. I'm like, what's going on?
You're dancing in the back.
It's funny. It was just like little things like that, but you know, you're just trying to focus on what you got to do.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Gave away a pen. Shit, you feel terrible, but people get paid a lot more than you.
No, it's not
do worse.
enjoyable.
It's not the end of the world, but you know, you put your head down naturally in that, but you have to get on with it.
Yeah.
And that's what you learn from the older boys. They're like, just get on with it.
Yeah.
Like you're the brass.
That's how you react.
Don't worry, it's done. Like someone gave away a free kick for the goal, but the thing is, Redders saved the pen.
Aye.
Then it got blocked 2 or 3 times, and then it fell to the third guy, and it was just one of those. So Redders saves it, saves the rebound, gets blocked, and then the third guy comes in. You're just like,
do you know that's the most infuriating thing as a goalkeeper?
Yeah,
see if you make a save, and then you make another save, and then it goes in the goal.
It was pumped. He pumped to the side as well. It was followed up by like the third guy coming in. There's like 4 or 5 guys behind Redders on the line. And the guy's buried, and I'm just like, of course.
But I think that is the topic levels. I think that is part of the levels is like elite level players. You can go, right, what's next action? Next action. Like what do I need to do next? They just completely pile off mistakes.
I just think you just have to get on with it.
Yeah.
If I was there, what are you gonna do?
No one's going to give you a cuddle and just
get on with it. And I think it was just a bad day. Like if you watch the game, I've watched it a million times. It's just nothing personal or me or anyone. It was just the whole team.
Yeah, it's hard.
Rubbish. But anyway, it happens. Football. Yeah. I've got to lose sleep over it.
Yeah, fair.
End of season do with Sydney United. Touched on it already. Big one. Who was the last man standing?
Chris Payne.
Was it?
Chris Payne, Bailey Rule. Unreal.
Go for it, eh?
I went for it. Like I woke up. Haven't been to bed.
Brilliant.
Been for a swim at Bondi. Been to the pub as well.
They went for a swim Monday.
Yeah, because we're staying in Bondi, so
lovely.
They'd come back from this morning refreshed swim. Had beers from the house at the beach nice and early.
Brilliant.
Yeah, Tricky was floating too. Can't count Tricky.
Floating in the water.
Yeah, but you know what? Credit to Antelmi. Went to work second day.
Did he,
Friday night, massive night. Got up, went to work, came back.
Did he come back out again?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but he's done that a few times at the end of the season. He can't get the Saturday off.
What did he do?
That's rough.
He's a painter. So anyone
my God.
That's rough.
anyone needs painting, hit up Antelmi.
There you go.
There you go.
But yeah, Bailey Rule and
Chris Payne.
But Bailey faded second night. Didn't last the full 90. Payne lasted 90. Payne's done the 180. Bailey Rule's about 120. So
okay.
Caved it
so
in.
Payne's the man of the match. Paddy, like see for that, like as much as it's obviously he's had to go and graft, and then he comes back.
To go and watch paint dry.
Oh, that would be horrific.
Fair play, man.
It was warm too that Saturday. Like it was. You were away, but it was,
I was in Uzbekistan.
It was, but you know what? Some unreal shifts, like some of the lads undercover, just unreal shifts. Just
in what way?
Just like you're thinking, okay, he's not going to send it, or you know, he's done out for the count, and he's still there. Like Matty Billich, unreal. It was just. Yeah.
These weekends are brilliant, but they're amazing, mate. They're the best.
I think at our level, that's what's keeps you going. You play for prize money for
100%
trips and stuff like that. But
fines.
Better off the pitch.
So Tricky, then we'll get Paddy I mentioned in there as well, and Bailey, all top men for night.
Top. Yeah, Tricky's a playmaker as he's
he's a playmaker.
Playmaker just gets a night sorted. Devante Clue also helping in and around.
Yes,
so I think heard he's doing bits at Bankstown as well. Nights out. Yeah, apparently it's standards up.
Where are they going for the nights out?
I think they've gone to Noir. There's rumours there's signs coming out, not as good as Sydney United boys and stuff like that. But that's the rumours coming out. But I think he's lifted the level there.
Good on him, man.
And then captain's armband went missing on the night out.
Yeah, 2018, first year.
Okay.
Nick Stav, captain, brings the armband out, and whoever's got the armband's calling the shots at that point.
Right.
Whether it's drink, skull, you can imagine. A couple of boys got up to a bit of mischief. Yeah, a bit of mischief, and the armband's gone missing for half the night.
Where did it go?
I see someone walking around the nightclub with the armband's on. She got the armband on, calling the shots.
I thought your dad came and took it for you.
Nah, I was never captain then. So, not my first year. So, yeah.
Just some random bird ticket, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, yeah, hopefully, I think someone got it back later that night.
Where did they get it back from?
From her.
Undisclosed location.
Yeah, not naming names, but yeah, it was taken back that night. It was unreal.
And actually, the last, well, not the last question in there, but Tricky, how's he the night out? But you've already gave him
he's the
a
10.
hell of a lot of credit.
Number 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Pulls the strings.
Pulls the strings as he does. Lucky set pieces, put it that way. And he just drags lads in with him, just gets the lads involved.
Brilliant, man.
But yeah, he'll be missed, but I'm sure.
We need to get Tricky on here, I think.
Yeah, what did they?
Honestly, get him on. Yeah,
Would they come on?
But what a player, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
irreplaceable.
That game, I was saying to somebody all week there, when we played Sydney United in the FFA Cup Final, first half, Spirit was comfortable, but he came on at half time. And like the whole game just pivoted as soon as he came on, man. Because it's not like he's running about mental.
Nah,
just smart, space, clip a ball in there,
technique, pockets.
So hard to manage.
Yeah, again, we lost Paddy. Like they were talking about the hammy injury. That was when he did his hammy 5 minutes in.
I was gonna say,
yeah, literally 5 minutes, and a lot of everything got thrown off a little bit by that. But then but yeah, unreal tricky. But yeah, definitely needs to be on here.
Yeah, I'd like to get him on.
A bit of value on here.
Yeah. Well, we'll ask it. We'll get some. We'll get some names off it.
No.
So, our best players you've played with and against, and we'll go NPL because I know you're a big dog. I played professional.
Keep it NPL. Against, I can say playing against Tricky.
Yeah.
What was that? APIA. Penny Knickers.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Could score from anywhere in his heyday. Again, when United had him and Tricky on set pieces, or I played with them both. It's like, oh god, struggle.
Which one?
Which one? Both unreal. Played against Anthony as well.
Okay.
Tough. Urosevsky, danger man. Blacktown's always got a couple in there.
Mate, you're giving us too many, right? Yeah. I want the...
Start a game tomorrow and someone says to you, he's starting tomorrow up front, you go, bastard. Nightmare to play against for you.
You know who? It's going to be a random one.
Okay.
Dylan McAllister.
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
Played in the A-League for a few teams. Played for Manly, Rockdale. He felt like 6'2", 3", solid boy. Won the final with Manly that year against us.
Right, okay. Oh, so was that Manly?
Yeah, but he's played at Rockdale, played in the A-League. Just for me personally.
That's what we want. Yeah,
big lad, bigger than me. Strong.
Doesn't mind the physical battle. Yeah.
I can't. There's no way little 79 kilo lad's getting off him. Like he's solid, but just something different. I feel.
Yeah.
Like, Euro's a handful.
Yeah.
On any day, Paddy's a handful, but I just thought there's someone different that I've played a lot against. These other lads haven't played as many games. Played Dylan McAllister because I was young as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Coming into the
Dylan
a bit like
McAllister?
the Jablonski sort of
build,
the Jabba build. solid but bigger than Jabba. And could finish.
Yeah,
so I
difficult.
thought handful as a youngster.
Yeah,
now
perfect.
probably Euro.
So I'm assuming a lot of those names would be the same answer with the best players you played with.
Yeah.
You need to pick one.
Chaz.
Yes. Taking that. We'll cut out the next.
Just Chaz. Tricky, Penny.
One.
That's tough. I'm gonna go Tricky.
Okay,
Tricky.
That's
Tricky.
not bad.
I'm gonna go Tricky.
Right, cool. We've got this new segment that I've been unbelievable at. So predictions.
Right? I'm actually going to go and get a pen so that we can keep track.
Oh, it's not hard. I mean,
we've got a bloody camera on. It's recorded.
2024, mate.
Jesus.
After giving you a rap as the best player, you've done that. Swinging off the pitch down.
We've got so the format is basically, Adrian, I know you listened to Wes's episode, but we've got some of the games from NPL 1, 2 and 3.
Yep.
Predictions, so we'll go, so last week me and Wes did a shocker, we only got 2 I think, right?
Yep, 2.
Chaz got 5.
5.
And then,
Westy,
look, this is a crack. If you're listening and you're a part of a little punters club, whatever I say, just choose the complete opposite and you'll be quids in, you'll be sorted, you'll be profitable. So all you need to do is do the same thing as Westy. At the end of each month, we'll collate the guest collective score and we'll keep individual scores. So by the end of the season, if you're one of the top players who get guests, you'll then be in the finalist for a wee comp at the end to see who's the best.
In the last couple of rounds.
Night out,
Yep.
We're invited to the champion football night.
Champion football night out.
That's it.
30 weeks we'll get 30 guests.
There is actually, are we just going to just scrap the through every game, as in like, there's lots of games this weekend?
So we've gone, every week I'll just do 4 from each league.
I know, but in terms of the games this weekend, There's obviously full fixtures in each game. Are we going to touch on them or just going to scrap that?
No, just scrap it and we'll talk about them obviously when we
Come back next
results next week.
Right, okay, I'll just predict these. Right, okay, cool. So I'll go to mention first Sydney Olympic versus St George City. Adrian, you can go first.
Draw. They both lost
Olympic.
last week. Oh, he's backing them again. Oh, you went draw last week?
Yeah, I went draw.
I'm going to go...
It's tough because they both come off tight losses.
Yeah.
But like, who's at home?
Olympic.
Olympic again. Back to, they're not 3-0. We'll do them next week.
I'll go a draw. Shut it. Shut the bed. Okay, next up is Sutherland versus Spirit. Chaz?
Draw.
Yeah, I'm going draw as well.
I'll go Spirit.
I hope so.
I'm not for it.
That's not I'm tasty game this. Rockdale versus Marconi. Adrian?
Tough one. Rockdale, probably.
Rockdale.
Marconi.
That's a big one.
I have to go for it, man. I just can't go the same as used to it. Chaz, you want to do it?
House versus Wanderers.
I got Wanderers.
I'm going to go Wanderers as well.
I'm going to go draw.
Where are Hills playing at? What's their ground?
And they play at Lilies as well.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
That pitch needs to be ripped up.
Well, that's where they played last year. I'm assuming it'll be the same.
Okay.
Going on to NPL 2. Bankstown City versus Northern Tigers. So Heroes playing Devontae.
And Aga.
Yeah, and Aga, yeah.
I don't know if
and
Chris Payne's
Perry.
playing.
We don't know.
We don't know how
He's still on Bondi.
he's in Bondi daily. That's a tough one. I want to back the Bankstown lads.
Oh, okay.
Surely they're going to overcome the pressure. They got it. They can't go number
2 weeks back to
Nah,
that.
they can't.
Gary?
I'll go Bankstown.
You're going draw for sure.
Yeah, I'm going draw.
Knew it.
Nice. Fence it.
And this is actually a big game. SC Raiders versus Mount Druitt.
I'll go draw.
I'm going to go Mount Druitt.
I'm going to go SD Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they at SD as well?
They're at home, but they both,
That's a tricky pick.
but they both play grass anyway.
Dirt.
Yeah. We're hoping it's grass at this time of year.
Yeah, it's still grass at this point, but yeah.
I think it'll be a close
To be
game.
fair, Mount Druitt's is not bad if you get them early on.
Early on. That's the
get
same
them
as SD Raiders, it'll be
aye.
fine just now.
We get Mount Druitt, honestly.
At the end.
Middle of the year.
It's rough.
It's rough.
Berries used to have that at the crest. The crest was
Oh, yeah.
horrible.
The last time we played Mount Druitt, I was driving. I'd never been to Mount Druitt away. Driving up to the game, I'm like turning the corner that we roundabout, and I'm about to park the car. I just see this woman walking down the street with a pram, and I'm taking my time turning the corner so I don't obviously let her cross the road. Look round, it's a crate of beer in the pram, just her walking.
That's great.
Outstanding, man.
Dublin Chill versus MacArthur Bulls.
I'm going Dully. I just think Dully will be too physical for them,
I have to
man.
explain
I
this.
reckon the Bulls.
Okay.
I reckon they're
We played them
dark
pre-season.
horse. I reckon they're sharp.
They're sharp.
And Craig Noon, I reckon he's going to do alright with them.
Then again, as you can imagine, at least like organised, sharp, fit. The only question I had previously when I mentioned them was I didn't think we looked like scoring goals.
Yeah, that's the only.
Yeah, they won 1-0 last week. I think it was a penalty.
I'm going to go Dublin Chill.
Wow.
Hakoah versus Berries.
So,
Coin toss.
I'm going Hakoah.
I'll just go draw. I played a in pre-season. I haven't seen much of Berry, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Berry, I mean, I don't watch it.
I don't know anything.
Well,
that was decent last year.
Berries were good last year, but they lost to SD Raiders last week 2-0. And then
Hakoah's really done, but I mean, Hakoah's really done. But
That's-
I won't be that strong.
That's what I'm saying. College, I don't know. I don't know much about Berries.
but
I mean, yeah.
SD Raiders obviously went down to 10 men after 15 minutes, and it was 1-0 at that
I
point.
want to go Hakoah.
Is it?
It's a Hakoah.
That's that.
Hakoah?
Hensley.
The best time wasting pitch ever. If you're up. Just
Right, Westfields.
no, I'm gonna go draw. I'll keep it a draw.
Okay, Hurstville versus Fraser Park.
This is just a lottery.
I'm going for the old lads.
I'm going to
My
go
old club.
I'm going to go for Hurstville as well. Big corners there.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Hurstville as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. South Coast Flame.
You've given me a new take in this South Coast Flame.
I'm going for South Coast.
Because I thought South Coast Flame wouldn't be very good. because in previous years they've not been very good.
Last year they finished like 6th, 7th.
Well, that's a big improvement. When I say previous years, I'm talking like years ago.
Parramatta 3-0 down or 3-0 up?
3-0 down.
I'm going to go South Coast Flames.
I think the back, like
Long
if
travel as well.
Tosco, Frags and Baldacchino are playing, that's a
Good side.
good sign. And Picardus in the midfield, I think that's just an unreal.
Yeah, I'm going to go South Coast Flames as well.
Okay, sweet.
Watch them lose now this year. Frags. Come on.
Prospect versus Mounties. I'm going to go Mounties.
I'm going Mounties.
Mounties, I don't know much about Prospect.
No, okay, cool. And then the last game, the absolute scoring machines, defensive record, unbelievable. Granville Rage versus Gladesville Ride Magic.
So Gladesville lost to South Coast Flames and Granville obviously get absolutely battered, man.
That's only like, 11 each or something like that.
Optional defending.
I'm going to go Gladesville though. Gladesville Ride Magic.
Yeah.
How'd they go last year? Because I know in previous years they'll
Don't know, no idea.
No idea.
They've not got the same keeper anymore, so they'll probably...
the old, the guy as old as you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a bit older.
I mean, genuine question, did Todorovsky and Tomic play last weekend?
Yeah, Todd scored twice.
Yeah, I saw a third. I saw Tomic in it. I was shocked.
How'd you go today, mate? I scored 2. It's a score. Beat 8-2.
I know, boys, man.
I don't know, man. I mean, I can't double down on Granville Rage, man.
Shite bag.
I want to go... Granville Rage! Come on, Todorovsky, sort the boys with it.
At Gladesville?
At Gladesville.
Gladesville.
Who'd you go for?
Gladesville.
Gladesville as well. Oh, I've absolutely made an arse of this.
No, we'll soon see.
Sure.
See you next week. We'll see you next week.
8-all draw.
Okay,
I'll get 3. I'll lead a 3 anyway, so I don't mind a wee.
Last question. We ask everybody just any recommendations that you've got to come on. You've mentioned Tricky, obviously a good shout. We'll try to get Paddy on, but his schedule's ridiculous. You can only do between like 5 and 5:05 or something on a Thursday.
Yeah, painting. Yeah, it gets in the way. It's getting married to.
Do you know what? Has he got married soon?
I could do what I like in here.
Yeah,
to get my jobs to some work.
Get him to paint your apartment, you'll be.
Not a problem.
Go for a quote, Paddy.
Yeah, tell me.
Anyone outside of Sydney United? We'll try to get people for different clubs.
Yeah. That's how United.
Decent banter.
Decent banter. Most importantly, banter. Obviously, football-wise, doesn't really matter. But as long as they're decent banter. Outside, we've got I think Temba's only come on in March.
Yeah, okay.
So
and it doesn't need to be NPL 1, be NPL 2.
you can have both 3 as well.
Harry Jones.
Harry Jones.
Harry Jones lives around the corner as well.
He can have Harry. Yeah, cool.
It's a bit of value.
Yeah, Harry is.
QPR fan, struggling.
Yeah.
Yes, they'll give you a bit.
His dad, Indiana, good guy. Okay, so we'll crack on. Thanks very much, mate. Thanks for your time.
Adrian, thank you very much, mate. It's been great having you.
Quality, mate. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thanks, boys.